That'll be a 5-second call. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Now, here's Meeks. He's guarded closely. A baseline J. Jackson gets the bucket. Now it's a 6-point Piston lead.
He clearly had the speed advantage there, and he used it to burn the D for the Sweet Hoop. Nice play.
And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
Tolliver. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal foul.
And back to Jackson. He really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game he's got to tighten up.
The Pistons making a change here. Baines is checked in. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Olynyk. Good, and Smart gets the assist.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Jackson against Turner. Jackson kicks to Meeks. Back to Jackson. And here's Johnson outside. Pistons keep it alive. The putback is no good. Celtics trailed by 5. Knocked away. Meeks with the steal. Turner against Jackson. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Avery Bradley. He's checked in for the Celtics.
Avery Bradley.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
That'll be a Pistons timeout.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Boston making a switch here. Sullinger's checked in. Pistons leading by 3. Now here's Jackson. Tight defense on him. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. And taken away by Johnson. Unhindered, going all the way.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
And Detroit last season against the East played well for stretches. They couldn't find that consistency to climb the ladder in the East.
And they had a lot of changes going on. Tons of transition for this group. But let's face it, they did play well down the stretch. A lot of wins against playoff teams from the East. And went 500 against Eastern playoff teams in their final 10 matchups.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Jackson with 8 points for him. And Meeks kicks to Jackson. 1 second left. No good there. 3 quarters of play in a close game. Fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. The Pistons leading. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Johnson is out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Crowder in it, the 3.
That's some grit and determination in the post. Essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Exactly. This is the time to attack on the interior and convert those easy opportunities.
Look at that jam! I mean, just beautiful.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
6 on the shot clock. Sullinger is screen on Jackson. Thomas goes in. Here's Sullinger. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Andre Drummond picks one up. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. And they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Celtics trail by 4. Sullinger the screen. Thomas kicks to Crowder. Wide open. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got his 4th assist in this one.
Now is not the time to be giving him that kind of shot.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big 3 out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, we're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets. Pretty strong words, guys.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
Looking at Jay Crowder, he got traded from Dallas to Boston in the Rondo deal last season. Nobody expected all that much from him. All he did was go out and become one of the most valuable players on that team.
He dishes it to Sullinger. He feeds it to Crowder. Kicks it out to Johnson. And Thomas has it in the corner. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
When you talk about Jay Crowder, there are those that you win because of, and then there are guys like him that you win with. I mean, the guy who's going to take the charge, commit the hard foul, do what others won't, really shows the heart of a champion.
The feed to Sullinger. Celtics passing it around. Bradley can't get it to go.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. To be out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Sullinger against Jackson. Drummond dishes to Caldwell Pope. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Avery Bradley.
Shooting for Detroit, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
The first free throw is good.
Checking out the game Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is having. He has 8 points and a block.
Turner's checked in for Jay Crowder. Second free throw, no good. Celtics trail by 5. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Big time finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim, too, just for good measure.
Yeah, but guys, nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating every now and then.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Now, you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Thomas goes in, cannot hit.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play, defended the shot, and then finished it off with the rebound.
In a fast break now for the Celtics. Bradley's got the ball.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Morris a screen to the inside. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Morris has got the lead up to 7 now for Detroit. Thomas again. It's Jackson. There's the dish to Turner. And that one comes up a bit short.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Bradley kicks to Johnson. Here's Sullinger. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
The free throw's good from Sullinger. Pistons leading by 7. Jackson passes to Drummond. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
No one near Turner as he lets it go. Hits the jumper in space.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on him. And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this one.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook. You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability. What a stellar outing in this one for Harris. He's got 14 points, and he's also got 1 block to add to the mix today.
Yeah, and that's just a small part of what we've seen, but it's been a solid contribution defensively.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game here.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Thomas, that's good. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Drummond. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Sound offensively, really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they both shot the ball since the break.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
Johnson dishes to Sullinger. Here's Thomas. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. See you next time.